All right, guys, up for consideration today is a 2011 Big Dog K9 250 Softail Chopper Motorcycle. This bike currently has 7,917 very well cared for miles. Now, this particular bike is equipped with the gloss black and silver metallic two-tone paint job with tribal flames, and then you've got white pinstriping. It's definitely a very beautiful and classy paint scheme. Now, in 2011, Big Dog equipped the K9 250 with the 111 cubic inch, 1,819 cc S&S Evolution V-Twin Motor. They also equipped the bikes with a 6-speed Baker transmission. You've also got a right side balance drive. The bikes were equipped with PM Polished Billet Wheels. And then you've got PM disc brakes. Now, one great thing about the 2011 models is they did equip the bikes with a Harley-Davidson style hand control. So you don't have the electronic PCB switches, which they look absolutely beautiful. But if you get any moisture on the PCB electronic switches, they crap out very quickly. So it was one upgrade on these bikes that was really beneficial. You've also got LED turn signals front and rear. So they definitely were built with some of the highest end parts that you can locate on the market. Now, up front, you've got a 21-inch rim. And in the rear, you've got an 18-inch rim with a gigantic 250 millimeter wide rear tire. Definitely gives the bike that classic chopper look. Now, earlier on, Big Dog equipped built some bikes with the chopper model, and so this is very similar to the chopper model as far as the 250 rear tire goes. But this bike is longer than the chopper model. The original chopper models were 8.5 feet wide, so you're about 100 inches long in length. And this bike is about 105 inches in length. So you've got a little bit more length on the bike, which is closer to the standard K9 model. And this is definitely one of the most comfortable and well-balanced choppers that I've been able to have the opportunity to sell and also ride. I've personally put about 20 miles on this motorcycle. Just wanted to make sure everything rides properly, and the bike rides absolutely wonderful. Everything functions properly as it should. So this bike is equipped with some aftermarket accessories. So you've got the rear passenger pegs. You have the Sissy Bar Ready Struts, so you can add a Sissy bar really easily. You've also got that barrel roll storage container right in front of the engine, which is actually really nice to have to be able to store some of your personal items while riding. And I'll give you a better look at that as we do some close-ups of the motorcycle. Now, your front tire is a Dunlop tire, and it has great tread remaining. No weather cracking or weather checking, and I'd say you probably have about 90% of tread remaining. And then in the rear, you've got a Dunlop 250 tire as well, and I'd say you're approximately 90 to 95% of tread remaining on that tire. So the tires are in great shape. The owner who traded this in had the bike recently serviced by a local shop here out of the Salt Lake City, Utah area. And so all the fluids were changed, everything was checked out, and it was given a clean bill of health recently. So maintenance wise, shouldn't have any issues there. Now, I always rate my motorcycles out of a 10, 10 being great and 1 being terrible condition. And I'd rate this bike at a 9.25 out of a 10. It's in really, really great shape, but it does have a few blemishes that we will go over. And you know, I take great pride in representing my automobile and motorcycle inventory for my out-of-state clients, out-of-country clients, just because I want to make sure you guys know exactly what you are getting. Nothing is more disheartening than purchasing a vehicle sight unseen and getting it to your home and realizing that there were some undisclosed issues with whatever you've purchased. So I've been told many, many times that I over-describe my bikes, and I'd rather over-describe them than not, just so I have happy clients and repeat clients. So I've been doing this full time for right around 16, 17 years, so I do enjoy it. And I absolutely love motorcycles, and I absolutely love classic and exotic vehicles as well. So let's go ahead and do some close-ups for you. So we'll start out up front with this front wheel and front fender. You've got polished billet wheels, and the polished billet has been maintained throughout the course of the life of the motorcycle. The bike is, you know, 14, 15 years old, and I've seen some of these bikes just hammered where people do not take care of them, and it's very sad because I believe they are beautiful pieces of art, and definitely makes me unhappy when people do that. But at the end of the day, everybody is different, and that's what kind of makes the world go around. This front fender is in great shape. It does have some scratches on the lower part of this back part of the front fender. So that is approximately 1.5 inches in length, and it has penetrated the clear coat. So just want to point that out. You've got one right below it as well. This one's not as deep, but it has definitely penetrated the clear coat and is there. And I'd say that's about 1 inch long in length. Other than that, the front fender looks to be in really great shape. But again, just want to go over this thing with a fine-tooth comb so you know exactly what you're getting. And I'd love to earn your trust and your business if possible. So that front tire, you can still see the nubs on the side of the tire, so definitely in good shape. Again, I mentioned about 90 to 95% tread remaining on that front tire, same with the rear tire. No crazy notable blemishes on top or in front of the fender. You've got the front forks that are in good shape and triple trees. You've got some minor rock chips on here, and so I just want to point that out to where it has chipped the chrome. So you've got one right there and a couple down here. But again, just want to be as forthcoming as possible. Front headlights in great shape. You do have a little bit of oxidation on that lens, nothing bad. But again, want to make sure you know exactly what you're getting. Polished billet here is in decent shape. You do have some light surface scratching on it, and that might be able to be brought back with some polishing and things of that nature. I didn't have this bike polished or detailed just because it didn't need it, in my opinion. And so just wanted to show you exactly what's going on. Mirrors, you've got a little bit of a surface scratch and scuff there. I'd say that scuff's about, oh geez, 1/4 of an inch to 1/3 of an inch in length. A couple little chips, not chips, but yeah, rock chips, I guess you would say there. Now this bike does have aftermarket speedometer. And that was one of Big Dog's downfalls, is their speedometers and odometers seem to fail sometimes. And so this one has been replaced, and it was replaced by either the original owner or the second owner, and the bike had 3,500 miles on it when that occurred. I'm not exactly sure what brand this is, but it's a fully digital speedometer. My guess might be like a Dakota Digital, but I've got to do some research to find out exactly what's going on there. Got the right hand grip, the rubber is in great shape. So I don't know if that is factory or not. This is the first K9 250 I have sold, and this is one of the last Big Dogs that were built through the first generation ownership company. And that company was in business from, 1994 till 2011. So this is one of the last motorcycles that came off the assembly line at the Big Dog Motorcycle factory out of the Wichita, Kansas area. They had a forced foreclosure in 2011, and then Matt Moore ended up purchasing the rights to Big Dog, and he started building bikes again, I believe in early 2016. But that current speedometer and odometer has 4,417 miles on it, and so you are right over the 7,900 mile mark there. So the down tubes of the frame are in great shape. No crazy blemishes on there. I think that's a little bit of some bug splat there. You do have a chip in the paint here right by the horn, and that could be touched up. I didn't want to touch it up, just so you guys were aware of the condition of it. You've got I believe this is the voltage regulator right here, where you've got some chips in the chrome, just being in a precarious spot from rocks flipping up from the front tire. But again, just want to be as forthcoming with you guys as possible, but definitely not in bad shape. So the undercarriage of the frame does have some minor scuffs and scrapes. These bikes sit so incredibly low to the ground that if you go through a steep driveway or an approach, you are pretty much certain to scrape, and so you want to caution you there. They're not bad, but they are there. Let's see if I can get under there and give you a better idea. So you've got your hidden shock absorbers back there, and so those scrapes were right about here, and then I believe there's a couple up front as well. So gas tank's in great shape, no major notable blemishes that I can point out. You've got that beautiful gloss black and silver metallic two-tone paint with the white pinstriping. Definitely very, very classy, and not too in your face, but definitely gives you some flair here. I think it's a really, really beautiful motorcycle. So you've got a few little minor, I don't know if they'd be rock chips or what they are, but they're just very, very light, almost like pin-tipped blemishes on the front portion of that tank. Not bad, but again, I'd rather over-describe the bike than not. Rubber on the hand controls, again, are in great shape. You've got the Harley-Davidson style hand controls, which are much more reliable when it comes to moisture penetration, things of that nature. So you've got that beautiful 111 cubic inch S&S motor. It's in great shape. I don't see any major blemishes on the rocker box covers or anything of that nature. Air cleaner appears to be in good shape as well. You might have a few minor blemishes just from being in that spot. You've got the front rider pegs that are in great shape. The rubber is still intact, and so for a bike of this age, this is really nice to see that. One thing to point out here is you do have pitting chrome on that brake fluid reservoir, and so I believe if you pulled those screws off, you could probably have that piece re-chromed rather easily if that's something that drove you nuts. I know some guys don't mind it, and then some guys they might, so again, just want to point out everything that I possibly can. Solo seat is in great shape. I think you've got a few little marks on there, probably from buttons on jeans, sliding on and off of the motorcycle, but no crazy major blemishes to point out there. Got that Baker 6-speed transmission right there. The cover and the belt cover, they all look to be in great shape with no notable blemishes there. You also have an aftermarket SuperTrapp exhaust. You can probably tell once I fire the bike up that it sounds really great. You've got a nice deep throaty sound, and that SuperTrapp exhaust definitely amplifies that. And I love beautiful loud exhausts on these bikes. It's just a great sound, almost like music to the ears. So on the frame, you've got a couple scratches right there. I'm not exactly sure what that came from, but you've got one that's probably about ½ an inch in length, and then another one that is a little bit squiggly there, and I'd say you're probably about 5/8 in length, or 3/4 of an inch in length there. Let's see if I can get some different angles there so you know what's going on. The electrical covers here seem to be in great shape. You've got one little scratch here, maybe a few little minor rock blemishes. You've got those Sissy Bar Ready Struts, which is great. So all you have to do is purchase a 250 wide Sissy bar from BDM Accessories, and they'll pop right into those holes, and then you can put an Allen bolt or some sort of bolt in there to secure that to the motorcycle. You've got the rear passenger pegs already, which that will allow you obviously to facilitate a passenger. And so all you need to do is either purchase a pillion pad, which is like a suction cup seat that goes right in this area. And they also make 2-up seats as well, which is one whole piece. So what you do is you pull the solo seat off, and then you replace it with that 2-up seat that goes to about back here. One thing I would caution you, if you do that, I would absolutely recommend that you apply paint protection film on that rear fender, just so you don't damage the paint while doing that. I've seen that probably hundreds of times, where the paint does get damaged because the owner of the motorcycle does not take the precautionary measures to protect that. Polished billet's in good shape here. Rear fender is in good shape as well. No crazy notable blemishes on top of the fender. One thing I would note is there's about, I'd say, 3 minor chips on that rear edge of the fender. So you've got one little tiny one there, one little pin tip there, and one little pin tip there. So I'd say 4 total, but they're not bad. But again, I just want to be absolutely transparent about the motorcycle. You've got that rear pulley that's in great shape with the drive belt that looks, I mean, it looks like it's brand new. It's in really great shape. You've got that rear Dunlop tire, which the tread depth is absolutely great. Again, I would state, or my guesstimate on the tread remaining is about 90 to 95% tread remaining, so definitely no immediate needs at the moment. You've got those rear LED signal lights. You've got that rear wheel. The polished billet on this side is in decent shape. It has clearly been polished and taken care of over the course of the motorcycle's life. And definitely a very well cared for motorcycle in my opinion. The solo seat again from this side is in great shape. You've got one little blemish there, but nothing crazy. Got those electrical covers that are in good shape as well. You might have a few minor little rock blemishes, but nothing crazy. The side of the gas tank's in great shape. You might have a few of those little rock marks, nothing bad, and it's almost not worth mentioning. But again, I want to be as transparent to you guys as possible. Got that beautiful S&S motor. Plenty of power with the 111 cubic inch and 1819 cc motor. There's that container, which is actually really convenient. If you've ridden a chopper motorcycle, there's not a lot of places to store things, so this is actually really nice to have. And this is mounted to the gas tank mounts, and so it's very sturdy, solid, all that good stuff. It's definitely not going anywhere. You've got that transmission cover and primary drive cover. Now, this is one thing I wanted to point out. It does have some pitting chrome, either that or chipping chrome. And so I'd say there's about, 20 to 30 really light chips or pits. But they are there. And again, just want to be absolutely 100% honest with you guys. You've also got some pits on this cover here. One thing that's nice about this is this can be pulled off and replaced with a aftermarket piece, or there might even be a factory piece floating around. If there's not, that could be re-chromed. This outer cover could be re-chromed as well. So definitely something to keep in mind if you're very OCD like I am. I like to have all my stuff as perfect as they can. You've got that rear passenger peg on that side and this one on this side. Both the rubber is in really great shape. You've got the front right or forward controls on this side as well. They're in really good shape too. There might be a few light blemishes on them, but nothing crazy. Looks like there's a little mark right there. But overall, the chrome's in really good shape. The rubber on the rider peg's in good shape. It's not separating, things of that nature. So actually, I'm gonna correct myself. Looks like there's Brembo brakes on this versus PM brakes, and I stated that it had PM. The earlier style K9s had PM, but it looks like you've got a Brembo brake system on this. Let's go back to that rear caliper as well. Yep, you've got Brembo brakes. So my apologies there. I'm so used to representing big dogs with the PM brakes, but it looks like this has the Brembo brake system, which Brembo is a phenomenal company as well. definitely a very high-end brake system company. All of the cables on the bike, my apologies, is in good shape. Maybe a little bit of discoloring, but nothing, let's see if I can get that to focus. Nothing crazy bad. Some of these bikes, they're yellowed and discolored and all that stuff. So this bike's in really, really great shape for the year, considering it's 14 years old. So okay, let's go ahead and fire the bike up for you. right, so there you have it. It definitely shows the bike runs extremely well. Everything functions as it should, things of that nature. So if you guys do have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I am Chase Holbrook, and I am the owner of Auto Realm, and I have been specializing in the remarketing of semi-custom motorcycles and classic and exotic vehicles for approximately 16 years. I take great pride in what I do, but if you want to give me a phone call or shoot me a text message on my direct cell phone, that phone number is 801-564-0629. Again, that's 801-564-0629. You can also reach out to me through my direct email address, which is theautorealm@gmail.com, and that is spelled with TheAutorealm as in Mary @gmail.com. You can also hop over to my direct website, which is www.auto, and that's AUTO REALM as in Mary.com. I'd be happy to address any questions or concerns that you might have, or if you need a shipping or transport estimate, I'd be happy to check into that for you as well. I've got a couple great contacts there. Definitely a really beautiful bike that's been well taken care of, low mileage. This should definitely give the next owner a lot of smiles and miles in the near future and the extended future. So I would also recommend that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you will be informed as soon as I get some new inventory in. I do sell a lot of semi-custom motorcycles and classic and exotic vehicles. So I really do appreciate your time, and I'd love to earn your business, and we'll go from there. Thank you so much, and have a fabulous day.